What's going on to you Capricorns out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. So smash the like button. That way you can get more in tune to the energy of the reading. So there's a link in the comment section below called the Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website which has all the ways to be able to financially support the channel, so I can most definitely keep the show going. So for you Capricorns, you have the Tower, Queen of Wands, and then you have the Devil. Yes, I know it's new cards. And in the next couple of weeks, you're going to find that I'm getting a lot more new cards as time goes on. But the Tower, Queen of Wands, and the Devil. Now, the Devil represents Capricorn. So right here. So you showed up in your own reading, right? So, excuse me, what these three cards right here represent are all about how you Capricorns ultimately, you Capricorns are going through a very big transformation. I'm seeing how basically the Tower, the Queen of Wands, and the Devil, right, which it pretty much represents how you're looking at the world differently. You think differently. A lot of you Capricorns will be making different decisions because a lot of you understand that, you're learning how to move better in this world. And one of the things that you're learning how to do is ultimately do is you're learning that you're really learning how it moves. Not everything is fair. And, for all the hard work that you Capricorns put in your life and all the hardship that you're going through, you really don't deserve the position of still having to have so much hardships, especially since a lot of you Capricorns been living in hardship ever since you were a child, right? So now a lot of you Capricorns are very much so, right, in position to change and do the things that you want to be able to do a little bit. That's exactly what it is that you Capricorns are doing. Now, to other people, they're going to look at you, right, to your friends and your family. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Your friends and your family are going to think that you're crazy. This is what I'm picking up. Your friends and your family are going to think that you're crazy. But a lot of you Capricorns understand what it is that you're doing. And one of the things that you understand about what you're doing is it's not for everyone to understand. It's not for even anyone else really to understand. If they don't understand it, that's actually an attribute and not a detriment, But the thing about it is that that's actually an addition, not a minus. And a lot of you are learning how to embrace it because you have the Temperance and the Death card. People need to understand that the old Capricorn part of you, where you need to try to control other people and run game on them, right? That's stuff that you used to do when you were younger. The old Capricorn of, you needing to go back and forth and bicker and fight, right? Verbally, right? And be in a power struggle with someone. All of that is done. You Capricorns are not going to step into it like this. You're not going to live your life like this. If a person doesn't have enough sense to be in a relationship with you, to give you a chance, to want to love you, then you Capricorns are not going to force it. And part of the reason why you Capricorns have a brand new mentality, and I'm telling you, people are going to think of you as being crazy. But the reason why you have a brand new mentality in the first place is because of the ups and the downs that a lot of you have been through in life, period. How difficult it's been for you. Especially how when it comes to interacting with others, they don't know how to work as a team. It's always one person has to control it. One person has to, run a tight ship. One person has to get over on the other person. The two of them just don't know how to work together as a team. Tight. One person has to be treated like the gum on the bottom of somebody's shoes. And I just see that a lot of you Capricorns are done with it. So you're doing things where a lot of you Capricorns are probably staying more to yourselves, right? This is where you get the 10 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles from. A lot of you Capricorns are staying more to yourselves. You're learning how to be more of a loner. Now, Capricorn kind of already was a loner to begin with, right? But what made a difference was you Capricorns didn't understand why you were loners, because you were inexperienced and you didn't have the experiences enough to be able to understand why. Well, now you Capricorns understand why. The 10 of Pentacles, you'll take yourself out. You'll go hang out with yourself. You'll take yourself to the movies. You'll take yourself on dates, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. Because the point that I'm trying to make here, you know, don't mistake me. The point that I'm trying to make here with this is you Capricorns are learning to be a loner. You're learning to be more content and happy being a loner. It's not about trying to convince anyone of anything, right? 5 of Pentacles. It's not about trying to convince other people to join you, other people to to think of you as some sort of leader by trying to look like you're cool, trying to appease to other people. This is more so about a spiritual, an even deeper spiritual awakening that you Capricorns are having within yourselves. This has nothing to do with other people in the first place. So as a result of this, there's much more of a humbling effect that goes along with this. There's much more of an effect where you Capricorns, this isn't about ego. This is not about trying to, like, you know how some people will act like they have a significant other so that they'll lie. You know what I mean? They'll be like, oh yeah, they got themselves this, they got themselves that. And it's like, yo, you capping. And they know it. But to make themselves sound like they're much more valuable, they won't actually be real with themselves and admit like, yeah, they you know, they don't necessarily have anybody. And then the thing about it is that the fool represents you Capricorns, and it represents how you're so far removed, you know what I mean? You're so far removed from how things are. It's not even funny. Like you know, like you Capricorns, like I don't know if you Capricorns know this because you may have just began doing it. I've been doing it for about some years, more than 10 years. I haven't hung out with the people that I used to hang out with since 2011, 13 years. To the point where like I'm feral in that sense. You know, people tell me that they haven't seen me in a while. And it's like, yeah, because I grew. What is to do? Hang around on a block, get into some problems, deal with people who don't rock with me like that. I'm dealing with people who you know what I'm saying, who don't rock with me, who would stab me in the back, figuratively and physically, you know, just for the 5, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason that they have to imagine or they have to not imagine, but they have to fabricate whatever it is that they come up with. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know, I'm just doing my thing. I'm going out, you know what I mean? I don't even hang around the block the way that I used to. So what I'm trying to say here to all of that is because you are becoming like this, you're going to be feral in the sense that you're not going to be familiar with these people like that. They'll know you by face and they'll know you by name and all of that, but they don't know you anymore because who you once were, you've already made the transition. That's why it is that you got the Death card. You Capricorns have already made the spiritual transition of it all, right? You've already made the spiritual transition of it all. You don't want to deal with what it is that people have got going on, that all they want to do is just waste their time. And for you Capricorns, you're in such an awakening where anybody that is wasting your time, including family and friends, you know, you realize that you may have to kind of, you love them, but love them from a distance because you don't care what they think. The 9 of Wands and the Page of Cups is all about how You know why it is that you do what you do. But you Capricorns have to understand to not look back, though. There's still a piece of you where you still may want to resume the human world, right? You want to be secular. You want to be worldly. You want to get caught up in what the world wants to do. There's still a little sliver of that. And in the Bible, and I'm not, I'm not religious, but, in the Bible it says be of the world. The Bible it says be in the world, but not of it. Meaning you exist, but don't be caught up with what is trendy and what's going on, and trying to be on the scene and outside and trying to see what's going on a block, you know what I mean? So to speak, the proverbial block, the place where people just hang out, and that's all it is that they do all day. And they're not actually accomplishing anything. They're not actually moving up, you know what I mean? They're just trying to live day by day type stuff, as opposed to, yes, living day by day, of course, but moving up to where you don't have to just live by day. You've secured a little bit of time for yourself because you've made certain things comfortable. You set yourself up for success. And that's what the Page of Cups now represents. The Page of Cups represents here, if you still want somebody, look for somebody that is wise beyond their years. But the Page of Cups also represents an individual that, does things their own way, that is unconventional, and this is where you Capricorns are in. You're taking the non-conventional path. And ultimately, that's what Capricorn represents anyway. That's what brings Capricorn into Aquarius, because Capricorn represents the realization that one is going to have to become ugly. One is going to have to become not of this world, right? Be in the world, but not of it. Not of this world. Not an individual that is caught up with the rantings and the ravings and what everybody else wants to do. A person who is doing their own thing, marching to the beat of their own drum. And it's weird to some people, but stop caring what they think. Let them think that it's weird. And so, and from moving in from Capricorn, that's when you get Aquarius, the oddball out. You see, and not only are they ruled by Saturn, but they're right next to each other. They're the only two zodiac signs that are ruled by the same planet and right next to each other. So you Capricorns, so let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Page of Cups. Excuse me. Six of Wands, the World, which is also Capricorn. Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, Cancer energy. So once again, you got both major arcana of Capricorn here. The Six of Wands and the World is about how, again, don't care about what others think. Within the next couple of months, you Capricorns are going to go through a brand new adventure because of this change, because of this spiritual and physical change that you've gone through, where you're going to get rid of a lot of your so-called family members. You're gonna kind of look at them differently. You're gonna love them, but you're gonna love them from afar. The Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords represents because they're in a situation where you're not like them. All it is that they're gonna do is just frustrate you to be around them for too long of a time. And the Wheel of Fortune, you're immortal now. You're different. You've been forever changed by your own pain, your own experiences. Pain changes people, Pain really does change people. It can make people buckle up and look to get scared and settle down, or it can really have people express themselves in a deviant way. And when I say deviant, I'm not necessarily talking about deviancy as a bad thing. I'm talking about deviancy in the sense of, because the word deviate means to go in a different direction than what people would consider, or to go in a different direction, just period. So I'm talking about the textbook definition. I'm not talking about the moral definition. A lot of you Capricorns are becoming deviants. right? Don't take it personally. You're becoming deviants in the sense that the way that you live is not the expected way that your family members and even people that have tried to get to know you romantically would have thought that you would have gone in this direction. You Capricorns, yes, of course, still that money's still coming in. Y'all are Capricorns, but at the same time, y'all are also learning to become much more spiritual. I could say more, but why?